How to train your mind. 9 secrets the top 1% use daily. The foundation of the 1% mindset. Most people want success. Very few people train their mind for it. This is the real difference. The top 1% are not special. They are not lucky. They are not born better than you. They simply think differently, and they train their mind every day. Your life today is the result of how you think. Your future will be decided by how you train your mind from now on. This article will show you how. Not with complex theory, not with difficult words, but with clear ideas, simple actions, and powerful habits. This is written for total beginners. Short sentences, easy English, clear meaning. Read slowly. Feel each idea. Let it sink in. Why your mind is everything. Your mind is like a muscle. If you do not train it, it becomes weak. A weak mind gives up easily. A weak mind avoids pain. A weak mind chooses comfort. A trained mind is different. It stays calm under pressure. It moves forward when things feel hard. The top 1% understand one truth. Everything starts in the mind. Before success in life, before success in money, before success in skills, there is success in thinking. If your thinking is weak, your life will be weak. If your thinking is strong, your life will grow stronger. You cannot build a strong life with a lazy mind. That is why training your mind is not optional. It is necessary. Secret 1. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Most people run away from discomfort. They avoid pain. They avoid fear. They avoid effort. They choose what feels easy. They choose what feels safe. But comfort has a hidden price. Comfort makes you slow. Comfort makes you weak. Comfort keeps you average. The top 1% do the opposite. They move toward discomfort. They choose hard things on purpose. Not because they enjoy pain, but because they understand growth. Growth lives outside comfort. Every strong skill begins with discomfort. Every new habit feels uncomfortable at first. Every big change starts with fear. Think about learning English. At first, you feel shy. You make mistakes. You forget words. It feels uncomfortable. Most people stop here. The top 1% continue. They speak even when their voice shakes. They practice even when they feel tired. And slowly, something changes. Discomfort becomes strength. Fear becomes confidence. The rule is simple. If it feels hard, it is probably good for you. Wake up earlier. Your bed feels warm. Your body feels heavy. But waking up early gives you time. Time to think. Time to learn. Time to grow. Say no to distractions. Your phone calls you. Social media pulls you in. Saying no feels uncomfortable, but focus is born there. The top 1% ask one question every day. What uncomfortable thing should I do today? That one question changes everything.
Secret 2. Play the long game. Most people want fast results. Fast money, fast success, fast confidence. They want change in 1 week. They want results in 1 month. When it does not happen, they quit. The top 1% think differently. They think in years, not days, not weeks. They play the long game. They understand that real success is slow, very slow at first. Like planting a seed. You water it, you protect it, you wait. Nothing seems to happen. But under the ground, roots are growing. Strong roots take time. Without roots, nothing lasts. Learning a skill is the same. In the beginning, progress is invisible. You feel stuck, you feel stupid. But your mind is changing. Your brain is building new connections. The top 1% trust the process. They show up every day, even when results are small, even when results are 0. They know one powerful truth. Consistency beats intensity. 10 minutes every day is better than 3 hours once a week. Small steps, every day. That is how the long game is won. If you learn English for 30 minutes every day, after 1 year you will be a different person. Not because you are talented, but because you did not quit. Most people quit too early. The top 1% do not. Secret 3. Take full responsibility. Average people blame. They blame time, they blame money, they blame family, they blame the system. Blame feels good, but blame steals power. When you blame, you become a victim. Victims wait, victims complain, victims stay stuck. The top 1% never think like victims. They say one powerful sentence: I am responsible. Not for everything that happens, but for every next step. This mindset is dangerous, in a good way. Because when you take responsibility, you take control. If your English is weak, you do not blame school. You do not blame teachers. You ask a better question. What can I do today? If your life feels stuck, you do not wait for luck. You act. Responsibility gives you power. Power to change direction, power to grow, power to rebuild. The top 1% never say, I have no time. They say, it is not my priority. This small change in language changes your life because it forces honesty, and honesty creates action. Secret 4. Win the morning. How you start your day matters more than you think. Most people wake up late. They check their phone first. They rush, they react. Their day controls them. The top 1% control their day. They win the morning. Morning is quiet. Morning is clean. Morning is powerful. No noise, no distractions. This is the best time to train your mind. You do not need a long routine. You need a simple one. Wake up a little earlier. 10 minutes is enough. Do not touch your phone. Sit in silence. Breathe. Write one goal for the day. Read one page. Move your body. That is all. These small actions send a message to your brain. I am in control. And when your brain believes this, your confidence grows. Winning the morning builds discipline. Discipline builds freedom. Closing of part 1. The 1% mindset is not magic. It is built. Slowly. Daily. In discomfort. In patience. In responsibility. You do not need to change everything today. Change one thought. Change one habit. Start small. Part 2. Focus, learning, and discipline. In part 1, you learned the foundation. You learned why the mind matters. You learned how discomfort creates growth. You learned the power of the long game. You learned why responsibility changes everything. You learned how winning the morning shapes your life. Now we go deeper. This part is about focus. This part is about learning. This part is about discipline. These 3 skills separate the top 1% from everyone else. Secret 5. Learn to say no. Most people are busy, but they are not productive. They say yes to everything. Yes to messages. Yes to videos. Yes to distractions. At the end of the day, they feel tired, but nothing important is done. The top 1% live differently. They protect their time. They protect their energy. They say no. Saying no feels uncomfortable, but it is powerful. Every yes has a cost. When you say yes to scrolling, you say no to learning. When you say yes to late nights, you say no to strong mornings. When you say yes to noise, you say no to focus. Time is limited. Energy is limited. The top 1% understands this deeply. They do not try to do everything. They choose what matters most. They cut what does not help them grow. This is not selfish. This is intelligent. Focus is created by subtraction. Remove distractions. Remove useless habits. What remains is power. Start small. Say no to one app today. Say no to one bad habit this week. You will feel strange at first, but then something changes. Your mind becomes quiet. Your thinking becomes clear. Clarity is rare. Clarity is valuable. This is how focus is built.
Secret 6. Learn every single day. The world is changing fast. Skills expire. Jobs disappear. Only learners survive. The top 1% never stop learning, even when they succeed, even when they are rich. They stay curious. They know one truth. Your mind is your biggest asset. If you feed it junk, it becomes weak. If you feed it knowledge, it grows strong. Learning does not mean school. Learning does not mean exams. Learning means growth. Read one page, learn one word, understand one idea. That is enough. Small learning every day changes your brain. If you learn one new English word every day, that is 365 words in 1 year. That is power. Most people say they have no time, but time is everywhere. Time while waiting, time while walking, time before sleep. The top 1% use hidden time. They listen instead of scrolling. They read instead of watching random videos. They turn phones into tools. Learning compounds. 1 day feels small. 1 year feels massive. The top 1% ask one question every night. What did I learn today? If the answer is nothing, tomorrow they change that. Learning builds confidence. Confidence builds courage. Courage creates action. Secret 7. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation feels good. Motivation is exciting. Motivation gives energy. But motivation is unstable. Some days it is high, some days it is gone. If you depend on motivation, you lose. The top 1% do not depend on motivation. They depend on discipline. Discipline means action without emotion. You act even when tired. You act even when bored. This is not easy, but it is powerful. Discipline is a muscle. At first it feels heavy. Later it feels normal. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Motivation says, I will do it when I feel ready. Discipline says, I do it because it must be done. The top 1% understands something important. Feelings follow action, not the other way around. If you wait to feel good, you wait forever. If you act first, confidence appears later. Discipline creates habits. Habits create identity. You become what you do every day, not what you promise, not what you plan, what you do. The top 1% keep promises to themselves. Small promises, clear promises. Read for 10 minutes, practice for 15 minutes. They do not break the chain. One bad day does not stop them. They return the next day. That is discipline.
Why most people fail. This is where most people quit. Not because they are weak, but because they expect too much, too fast. They try to change everything at once. They burn out. The top 1% move slowly. They build systems. They make success boring. Same actions, same time, same habits. Boring habits build extraordinary lives. Focus is a superpower. In a noisy world, focus is rare. Rare things are valuable. The top 1% train focus daily. They do not multitask. They do one thing fully. When they learn, they learn. When they work, they work. This creates deep progress. Shallow work creates shallow results. Deep focus creates real skill. Turn off notifications. Close extra tabs. Protect your attention. Your attention shapes your life. What you focus on grows. Small actions that change everything. You do not need a perfect plan. You need consistent action. Here are small actions you can start today. Read one page. Learn one word. Say no once. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. These actions look small, but they are not. They train your mind to lead. Leadership starts inside. When you control your actions, you control your future. Closing of Part 2. You are not behind. You are building. The top 1% were once beginners too. They failed. They doubted, but they did not stop. Part 3. Environment, failure, and becoming unstoppable. This is the final part. You have learned how the top 1% think. You have learned how they focus. You have learned how they build discipline. Now we lock the mindset forever. This part is about environment. This part is about failure. This part is about identity. This is where real transformation happens. Secret 8. Design your environment for success. Most people try to change their life by using willpower. Willpower is weak. Willpower gets tired. Willpower disappears under stress. The top 1% do not trust willpower. They design their environment. Environment controls behavior. If junk food is on the table, you will eat it. If your phone is next to your bed, you will touch it. If distractions are everywhere, focus will die. The top 1% remove temptation. They make bad habits hard. They make good habits easy. This is intelligence. If you want to read more, put a book on your desk. If you want to learn English, change your phone language. If you want to wake up early, sleep earlier. Do not fight yourself. Design around yourself. Your environment is a silent teacher. It teaches you what to do without words. The top 1% choose their environment carefully. They choose what they see. They choose what they hear. They avoid noise. They avoid negative people. Not because they're better, but because they're serious. Your environment should pull you forward. If it pulls you backward, change it. Small changes matter. Clean your room. Clean your desk. Order outside creates order inside. Clarity grows in clean spaces. Secret 9. Use failure as fuel. Most people fear failure. They avoid it. They hide from it. Failure hurts the ego, but failure is not the enemy. Fear is. The top 1% fail often, more than average people, because they try more, they act faster, they test ideas. Failure is feedback. It shows what works. It shows what does not. The top 1% do not ask, "Why did I fail?" They ask, "What did this teach me?" This question changes pain into power. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every loss becomes data. When you learn English, you will fail. You will forget words. You will say things wrong. This is not weakness. This is training. Children learn fast because they are not ashamed. They fall, they stand up. They do not quit. The top 1% think like children again. They separate identity from results. They do not say, "I failed." They say, "This attempt failed." Big difference. Failure is temporary. Learning is permanent. If you never fail, you never grow. The goal is not to avoid failure. The goal is to fail forward. The power of identity. Everything you do shapes who you believe you are. Identity is powerful. If you see yourself as lazy, you act lazy. If you see yourself as disciplined, you act disciplined. The top 1% focus on identity, not just goals. Goals are temporary. Identity is permanent. They do not say, "I want to succeed." They say, "I am the kind of person who improves every day." This changes behavior. When behavior matches identity, action becomes easy. Ask yourself one question. Who do I want to become? Not next week, not next month, in 5 years. Then ask another question. What would that person do today? Then do that. Small actions build identity. Every time you keep a promise, your identity grows stronger. You trust yourself more. Self-trust is rare. The top 1% protect it. They do what they say, even when no one is watching. Why most people stay stuck forever. Most people wait. They wait for confidence. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect time. The perfect time never comes. The top 1% start before they are ready. They accept imperfection. They accept discomfort. They move anyway. They understand one simple truth. Action creates clarity. Not thinking, not planning. Action. You do not need to see the whole path. You need to take the next step. Clarity appears after movement, not before. How to lock the 1% mindset for life. Here is how the top 1% make it permanent. They simplify. They do not chase everything. They choose a few rules, and they follow them daily. Wake up with purpose. Learn something every day. Protect focus. Embrace discomfort. Act with discipline. These rules become automatic. Automatic habits free mental energy. Mental energy is power. When habits run on autopilot, your mind can think bigger. This is how elite performance is built. Slowly, quietly, daily. A message for you. You are not weak. You are untrained. That is good news, because training is possible. You do not need talent. You do not need luck. You need direction. You need consistency. You already started by reading this. That matters. Do not compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yesterday. Progress is personal. Some days will feel slow. Do not quit. Slow growth is still growth. Your first simple commitment. Do not try to change everything today. Choose one thing, one habit, one action. Commit to it for 30 days. Small promise, strong consistency. This is how the top 1% are built, not in one moment, but in thousands of small choices. Final words. Your mind is trainable. Your future is flexible. You are closer than you think. The gap between average and elite is small. It is built daily. Now you know the secrets. What matters next is action. Train your mind, one day at a time. This is how the top 1% live. And now, so can you. To support this channel, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Your engagement allows us to keep producing high-quality shadowing lessons for you.